Good afternoon, my group, formed by Melanie Rivera, Yandri Romero, and Andrea Ramos, student of Universidad de las Fuerzas Armadas ESPE, will discuss the topics of ethnography, phenomenological research, and grounded theory. Ethnography. Ethnography. What is ethnography? Ethnography is a method of observing human interactions in social settings and activities, as the observation of people in their cultural context, the study and systematic recording of human cultures. Who was the pioneer? Its origins go back to the work of British anthropologist Bronislaw Malinowski and American anthropologist Margaret Mead, who supported their work by describing everyday action to understand human interactions and generate anthropological knowledge. What are the key features? According to Erickson and Coline in 2008, there are some key features that have to be considered in ethnographic research. Ethnography research entails 1. An interest in cultures, cultural understanding, and meaning making. 2. Looking at the culture from the inside with the emic perspective. 3. Begin attentive to language practice. And 4. Begin close to the field and collecting first-hand experience. When is ethnography used? Ethnography is a systematic study of people and culture, Baral Apreti and Lamichin 2019. That's why it could be used in the following situations. Number 1. Searching for the meanings of cultural norms and views. Number 2. Trying to understand the reasons for the use of certain behavior or practice. Number 3. Examining social trends and instances like divorce, illness, and migration. Number 4. Examining social interactions and encounters. Number 5. Understanding the roles of families and organizations and their behavior. Number 6. Identifying new patterns and gain new insights into social phenomena. Number 7. Understanding the hygiene and sanitation practice of communities. Number 8. Observing the types of punishment given to children in school. And number 9. Studying the behavior of workers in an organization. We will now look at the advantages and disadvantages of ethnography. Advantages. Number 1. Explain the complexity of group behaviors. Number 2. Expose interruptions among several dimensions of interactions. Number 3. Provide context for behaviors. Number 4. Determine future questions and types of follow-up research. Number 5. Reveal qualities of group experience. And number 6. Understand behaviors occurrence because of knowledge expansion. Disadvantages. Number 1. Implied time consuming. Number 2. Can be affected by bias. Number 3. Conduct short-time studies do not provide meaningful data. Number 4. Require well-trained ethnographers. Number 5. Have a large quantity of data may not be processed effectively. And number 6. Have a little data may lead to false assumptions.
Phenomenology is a form of qualitative research that, in agreement with Neubauer, Wittkopf, and Barpio, 2019, focuses on the study of an individual's life experience within the world. For Husserl, all scientific knowledge is the result of inner evidence. which essence has what appears in consciousness, that way to understand the phenomenon as it is lived by a person is so relevant in phenomenological research. In few words, phenomenological studies conjugate perceptions and perspectives to understand how people live a phenomenon. Okay, futures. Try to find the core of a phenomenon by exploring it from the participant's perspective. Focus on what was experienced and how it was experienced, as stated by Neubauer, Wittkopf, and Lara. 2019. There are three contemporary phenomenological blended approaches to be considered. Orient or reorient the way experience are understood based on new meanings and appreciations. Dealt with other qualitative approaches such as ethnography, hermeneutics, and symbolic interactionism. Based on this interaction, make comparisons between transcendental and hermeneutic phenomenology is required. Phenomenological research is very common to find in the following case. Use ones how direct experiences acquired during the research process to describe and analyze the phenomenon in order to produce a deep understanding of it. In order to conduct a phenomenological research, it is suggested the following four strategies. Intuiting, process of thinking through the data so that a true comprehensive or accurate interpretation of what is meant in a particular description is achieved. Bracketing, process of holding assumptions and presuppositions in suspension to improve the rigor of the research. Analyzing, identifying the essence of the phenomenon under investigation based on the data obtained and how data are presented. Describing, communicate and describe, verbal and writing, distinct critical elements of the phenomenon, thereby communicating to others what the research has found. Advantages associated with phenomenology include better understanding of meanings attached by people and its contribution to the development of new theories. Its disadvantages include difficulties with analysis and interpretation, usually lower levels of validity and reliability compared to positivism, and more time and other resources required for data collection.
What is grounded theory? Studies people's experience where it sees a process and creates a theory of how the process works. It's made up from data collected in the study. It does not come from other sources. In this explanation, we will see 5 points: the key features, when to use it, how to conduct it, advantages and disadvantages, and final, the references. Key features. The GT is a systematic and flexible methodology in social sciences. Support data methodologically collected and analyzed information. Data collection and analysis occurs simultaneously. It comes from interest where, when there is not enough information. Categorize and analytic codec are developed from data. Asking, what theoretical model could describe this? Theoretical sampling is used to refine categories, develop a well-rounded theory. Staff categories are constructed indirectly. First, made reference to theoretical sampling process. Collect data, interviews, open coding, determine different categories, code and analyze the data. Decision must be explored to produce more data. When used in the context of variety of theoretical approaches, construct of a theory, modify existing theories from different perspectives, expand and uncover differences from what is already known about a theory. How to conduct the ground theory. Construct comparison permits to fit a data better. Coding naming and involves describing the data line by line. Categorization consists of organizing the coding. Memo writing includes the most significant and crucial data. Theoretical sampling validates the data developed within the memo. Literature review, it assesses the adequacy of the grounded theory analysis. What are the advantages? First, provide for intuitive appeal, foster creativity, strengthen the conceptualization, use a systematic approach to data analysis, provide for data depth and riches. Here we can see the disadvantages. It involves an exhaustive process and is very hard to deal with. And it can fall into methodological errors, review the literature without developing assumptions, and use multiple approaches to GT.